Hello guys! In today's video, I'm going to talk about an article written by a lady in which she basically complains and makes points. She argues that males are now overreacting to the idea that we're starting to avoid women in the workplace and other situations as a result of the MGTOW movement, and that they're being penalized as a result. According to the article's title, men are increasingly avoiding women at work, which is yet another sign that we are being punished by MGTOW. She claims that we guys appear to be following Mike Pence's lead. According to current research, as this article says, it's possible that some women are upset that MGTOW ever happened. Mike Pence seems to be setting a lot of trends. It's well known that the Vice President of the United States won't eat dinner alone with a woman who isn't his wife, and it looks like working men all over corporate America are following his lead. They do this to protect our assets, according to a new study that will be published in the journal Organizational Dynamics. Men are now much less likely to talk to their female coworkers. The study found that 24% of men don't want to talk to women coworkers one-on-one. At least a third of men say they would be afraid to be alone with a woman because of how things are now. God forbid there be any kind of charge, even if it's just an overreaction. I don't blame the men because that's just how things are now. Men can see what has happened, so they are protecting themselves. They don't want to lose their job because of an overreaction or be blamed for something they didn't do. We no longer find it worth it, but that's the way things are. For men, all of this harassment nonsense is quite challenging, as we are informed because no one today knows what harassment is. Some people may be accused of harassment even if they are simply joking around with a coworker. It all depends on the individual. Men may say seemingly innocent things without intending to offend, and the next thing you know, they're being dragged into HR and threatened with termination. First and foremost, researchers assess 19 behaviors to determine whether something is harassment or not, such as texting amorous jokes to a subordinate. Essentially, all genders shared the same idea of what harassment was. Also, according to Lenient Water, the majority of women and men are aware of what harassment is. One of the study's authors, a professor at the University of Houston, believes that men don't understand their behavior is improper and that women make a big deal out of minor details. The majority of men are fully aware of the distinction between a friendly hug and a creepy hug. They are fully aware of what does and does not qualify as harassment, which begs the question of why so many men are reluctant to speak to women at work. Many men, in my opinion, should be aware of the distinction between a friendly hug and a creepy hug. According to her, many men are more likely to be outraged that anything should happen to them than they are terrified of being accused of anything. They're furious, and they forced us to deal with them, questioning the power relations that they normally took for granted. We men don't want to risk being fired or sued, which gives a preview of the study's findings for 2019. You hear that term a lot, and now that framing indicates that MGTOW went too far and the response was unavoidable, it is another example of victim blame. Another strategy is to quietly remind women of their rank. Anything you do in life will inevitably elicit some type of response, either positively or negatively. Men had enough of feminism, and there will be movements like MGTOW, the Red Pill, and others that react to the way things are done. Women will react in a specific way if we can execute certain tasks. Thus, it is obvious that MGTOW needs a reply. So that's all for now. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel since it drives me to make more material for you. See you next time.